everybody, welcome to How Kelly Sees It. I'm Kelly, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about things I wear and or take with me to the parks. So let's get right into it. So basically, these cups right here, they already have a handle, so they already do the main work for you. However, how to make this a little bit more functional, and you probably don't want to just carry something. This thing right here is a shower curtain ring from the Dollar Tree, and all you have to do, put it on there, take your backpack. I have an Audi one, not sponsored because who would sponsor me? Put it on the strap and then lock it in, and now you have a backpack with your cup hanging out, and you can carry it behind you or whatever, fanny pack or whatever you can strap it onto, because you can get a lot into that big old circle. So that is a fun tip for the cups. And also these cups are great because they have the chips, and you can get like unlimited refills throughout the day once you pay the $11 at like a snack bar or a restaurant. Just make sure that the cashier puts it on this little machine that activates the chip. So that way when you go to a machine, it's gonna recognize that it's been paid for. So fun tips. So we're on the subject of cups, and I love Universal's cups. Basically, when you get your cups activated, you can also get Ascis. The one thing about Universal is that they will give you a paper straw, and if anybody knows what drinking a paper straw is like with just a regular liquid soda, it is 10 times as hard to drink an icy with. And then if you don't have a straw, like how are you going to get the icy out? Because if it doesn't have enough liquid, it's not just going to like fall out of the cup, and if it does, it's going to fall all over your face because you're like, you know, turning it up. So one thing I highly recommend is bring a reusable straw, because you can wash this thing off in the sinks, you know, you can reuse it. It's got like a little piece to hold it in. My cup's luckily big enough to hold it, and then you can just stick it in your backpack when you're not using it, and or vice versa. This straw helps you get your ices out of the cup with no problem compared to those paper straws. So let's just be like, you know, so I highly recommend bringing a reusable straw because it is a lifesaver. Trust me, it's worth it. Bring a reusable straw. So another thing about the cups, I think I showed this in my last video when I went to my garage haul. See You in the Fog, Halloween Horror Nights. I'm sure a lot of people probably have these, so this is another alternative to holding your cup because it can fit either or. You can put it in that, carry it around your neck or your arm. But yeah, we always carry the one that doesn't have a handle with this. So a lot of people carry their wands into the park. With that being said, if you're carrying a wand, what do you do with it? If you don't have no pockets, you don't have like a backpack per se, like maybe you're just carrying like a little side bag or whatever. So me and my husband, we have 2 wands. So what we do is we take it and we slide it in there, and we slide it in here. And we just carried it like this. Now, this isn't the most super helpful tip, but it definitely saved us some trouble because you could just carry it like that, and then you have your wands. Like I said, it's kind of bulky, but also you can just turn your cup that way, and you can still drink out of it, you know, if you have your straw. And yeah. So we went on a few rides like this with this, of course, the rides that you can carry stuff onto, and it really wasn't that big of an issue. It's just an effective way because this thing is like spandexy, and it's gonna tighten across anything that you put in there. So this actually was right helpful. One of the workers even saw this and thought it was kind of a smart idea. So I thought I'd share it with you. So if you have one of these, you can probably put your wands in it. Maybe like 2 per, because yeah. Also, fun tip about the wands, because I don't think a lot of people know this, and I had to learn the hard way. These are the interactive wands. As you can see, the tip right there. When you are pointing your wand at one of the cameras, you have to do very small movements, okay? Do not be like a leviosa, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to do, yeah, Alohomora. That one is like a circle. So when you do it, you have to aim at the camera and go So you have to, you know, I feel like Voldemort, you would go. So just do very small wrist movement because it won't work. I've tried it. I've been like, you know, I think a lot of people do it and a lot of people get frustrated because their kids can't see it work. So basically just take it and go, you know, very slow movement. I wouldn't say slow, but very small movement. So that's another tidbit if you're taking your kids and they get frustrated because their wands aren't working. And sometimes it does take a few tries. Just aim at the camera with little red dots. So for anybody that gets motion sickness, now I think if anybody's watching this video and has motion sickness, the one ride in the whole park that I would suggest not doing, the Simpsons ride. I think a lot of people talk about the Simpsons ride being one of the like worst for motion sickness. I would agree. It is just like the camera work is so blurry and it's so much going on at one time. I don't think I would have felt the way I did if the camera movement wasn't so jittery and blurry. But if you ever do feel sickness, of course, you know, take some Dramamine, whatever they call it, you know what I'm talking about, the motion sickness thing. I also found myself wearing these guys. I can ride most of the rides without motion sickness, but that one for some reason just does it. I told you the reason. But anyway, these motion sickness bands have, you know, this little thing here that pops out and you push it into your little wrist. So it goes on like that. You snap it. So I'd be walking around with these bands on. And I did my first official trip to Universal. I probably had these on the whole time, just in case, because I wasn't really sure. I go through phases where my motion sickness is worse than others. So yeah. And then you like mess with the little thing and it pushes into your wrist and it's supposed to do something. I've actually felt better in car rides and stuff with these motion sickness bands. So that's another tidbit if you have any issues like that. So basically, motion sickness, don't ride the Simpsons ride. I'm just giving you a heads up. The other ride like would be maybe Transformers. Is a little bit blurry. Basically, if you have motion sickness, just be wary of the 3D rides and see what you can do. But also, if you do know you have motion sickness, try your best to like get some bands and or Dramamine or whatever and take your best precautions because you just want to have a good time. And if you have a kid or something with you that wants to ride these rides, like you don't want to miss out on that opportunity to ride with them because you're feeling a little sick. So definitely take some preventative measures and get yourself something to help with motion sickness before. I have an annual pass, and so I like to have, you know, this thing on my neck on me at all times so I can scan it, you know, whenever. This thing gets you discounts, and it can get you like fast passes at a certain time, all that jazz. So I like to have a lanyard in this. I got this pretty lanyard that says Universal with all the stars. It's really cute. And yeah, so I just wear this around whenever I go to the parks. Super handy. So one thing for sure is the paper straw issue that I was talking about earlier. Along with that is something I would like to suggest. If you're carrying a backpack or something big enough for it, definitely carry a bag of napkins. I got all these from restaurants, you know, I've been to, but the napkins at Universal specifically, and I'm assuming anywhere else you go, you pull them, they're gonna rip immediately. I don't know how many pieces of little papers that just came flying off because I was pulling a bunch of napkins and they were just falling apart in my hands. So what I suggest is just, if you go to restaurants, get you some napkins, put them in a Ziploc baggie so they don't get wet, wrap that thing up and stick it in your backpack. It don't have to be the most orderly looking thing, but I'm just saying, if you need napkins to wipe your face when you're eating or whatever, clean up a little mess, the napkins there are not going to be your friends. So definitely bring some good napkins with you, just a heads up. So one thing I think is really important is a good bag. Now I have showed you this Aldi bag. I carried this in the parks one time, but also we naturally have a problem when it comes to overpacking. I have overpacked several times and then just kind of walk around the park and regret my decision. This bag has been a little baby to me. A little baby, that sounds so weird. It fits my phone. I have my own special wallet for it that I got on Amazon. So that way I have my other wallet that I carry on a normal basis, like to work and stuff. This is my travel wallet. So whenever I take this bag and I don't want to carry my other wallet, I just transfer the important cards that I need in here and I put this in the front pocket. So you can put your license in here and it's got a zipper. Always, this is my preference, but always make sure you have a zipper because I'm someone that will go somewhere and I will check. Like I have to check that I have everything on me. Fun fact, I lost this wallet. That sounds so bad. See, I lost the whole wallet because I stuck it in the main pocket with my phone. And at Diagon Alley, I was so excited to see the fire dragon. I went to pull my phone out, and so this bad boy fell on the floor right in Diagon Alley. Luckily, Universal has a lost and found. And guess what? They're great. Someone returned it back to me. Well, they returned it to the lost and found. So then I went up and I saw this laying on the counter and I was like, oh my God, that's me. That's mine. Cause it had my license, right? And he was like, oh, and then he asked me like the address and stuff. And so I got my wallet back because some good human out there found this in Diagon Alley. And I appreciate that because so many people, you know, just take stuff, but luckily I didn't have any cash in it. So it was just cards and someone returned it back. And so I'm very, very thankful for that. And I had good faith because I was trying my best to stay calm and good things happen, you know? So anyway, now I know not to put it in the same pocket as my phone because your phone's going to be coming out. So if it's something that you can afford to lose, you can put it in your, you know, your phone in there with it. That's fine. But, well, it's not okay. So zipper for the wallet, zipper for the wallet pocket. Big pocket is for your phone and or like I have these moist towelettes that I bring. I have this water and this soap just in case you get somewhere and you're out of soap or you have sticky hands and you're just too far from the bathroom. I don't know. They got bathrooms out the gate, so I also have a pen for some reason, but some chapstick, you never know. Okay, so that's that. Also, if anybody notices, I have been wearing these rings for a very long time now. I got these things at Walmart in like the ring section, I guess. They used to be in the athletic section. They are just ugly silicone rings. I'm not gonna say they're pretty because they're just basic little round things that almost look like washers. But I wear them because I don't want my real ring to go with me on rides. I don't want it to go like, you know, I'd rather not lose that. So I basically wear these like all the time. Unless I'm going out, and that's just me being a paranoid freak. But if you're married and you don't want to wear your ring to the parks, I would suggest getting some silicone rings because, you know, the most important thing that you can know about any of these parks, and I can only imagine when Epic Universe opens, okay? So listen to me carefully. You go to the parks, the number one thing you're going to do is walk. You're going to walk from your car, and I know Disney World is a lot further of a parking lot. You're going to walk all the way from your car. Then you're going to walk all over the park, and you might have an adrenaline rush and not even notice, but you are probably going to do anywhere from like 20,000 to 40,000 steps in a day, okay? So keep that in mind. And then you're going to be standing still in line, putting so much pressure on your feet. If you're carrying a backpack, you're adding that pressure to your feet. If you're carrying a child, adding that pressure to your feet. So the most important advice I can offer anyone is to take care of your feet, okay? So I have 2 tips for you, okay? 2. Well, I'm going to show you about 4 things, but I got 2 tips overall, so just pay attention. So number 1 tip. If you've ever had ankle blisters because your shoes have been rubbing and you've been sweating, or your shoes get wet because it rains here in Florida, baby, you know, you're going to be stepping in some puddles, okay? So what I would suggest is always carry some Band-Aids and wear your Band-Aids. Like, go ahead and put those Band-Aids on in that morning. Put Band-Aids right here. I know, it says howdy y'all, or howdy pumpkin. Anyway, put a Band-Aid right here in that tender spot and make sure that it stays on because some of mine have fell off. Now, I don't even care what socks you wear. If you wear low cut socks or the high ones like I'm wearing, they can still rub through the sock, okay? Or you can buy some, I just use Band-Aids because they're cheap and I already have them. You can buy something else like ankle blister protections or whatever. I don't know what they make, but I just use cheap Band-Aids, okay? Put these things on and I promise you, you will not be rubbing skin. You will not have bleeding ankles by the time that you're leaving those parks in the dark and you're just like wanting to cry, okay? Make sure make sure to put your Band-Aids on, okay? Those shoes, they're gonna rub the Band-Aid, not your ankle. So that's a pro tip for you because I swear by it. I wear Band-Aids every time I go to the parks or anytime that I'm going to walk like a long time or just any uncomfortable shoe that just naturally rubs your ankle. Put a Band-Aid on because it's just not worth it. And sometimes those shoes are, you think they're comfortable and they are, but it's just that one ankle piece always rubs. So Band-Aids, that's gonna be your best friend. So leading to that, okay, we got our Band-Aids on, right? So now we gotta care about our feet naturally, right? And let me tell you, if you're wearing those flat shoes, I have a pair of Adidas that are just flat. There's like really no support on them. And they're cute and I wear them on a day-to-day basis, like for short distances. But maybe you're gonna be walking like 20,000 steps, okay? You're gonna be walking 30,000. I have someone going to the park soon and I asked them and I was like, hey, what shoes are you thinking about wearing? And they were like, hey dudes. I was like, oh no, don't do that, because I had another friend that wore Hey Dudes on his trip and blisters, not going to be pleasant, and you're still going to have the rest of the day, you know what I'm saying? So I have some ideas. First, don't go for style, go for comfort. Now, I'm not saying these aren't stylish because I absolutely love my basic black and white shoe. I do. You can ask my husband and he loves all these colors and like these styles, and I'm just like, give me basic. So I got these, and these are Ascis. Got them on Amazon, and I thought they were going to be a lot bigger in person, but I mean, that's the padding. I wore these to the park the first time I got them, actually, and I didn't have any foot problems, okay? Now, if I wear another shoe, I will definitely have foot problems because my left foot is a little on the weird side. So get you some Ascis or some Brooks or some hookahs or whatever they're calling, or Cloud9s or walking on clouds, whatever they're called, okay? Get you some comfortable shoes. So I have these. I've worn these in the rain and the rain water got on them, but this material actually didn't get drenched. So I walked through puddles and stuff with these and they still look pretty decent. So they didn't even like get my socks wet. So that's one thing. I'll link that in the description. Now, I have never been someone that did not wear cute sandals. I would wear the flattest of flat sandals that had cute decor on it just because that's the vibe I was going for. This will be the first time I've ever worn something that looks like this, and I was a little bit embarrassed to buy it, but I bought them, and I have not worn them out yet, like officially. I've worn them on my feet, and they feel very comfortable, and they have great reviews. This is Teva. It is a Velcro sandal, okay? And this is just not up my alley in general. Like, I would never wear these. But because I'm trying to think about my feet, I'm gonna wear these. So if you have a wide foot, I would not suggest these because of the Velcro strap not being able to go but so far. So if your foot's a little bit wider than this baseline, I would suggest getting a different brand or a different style or whatever. I got these on Amazon. I'll link them below, but these are going to be great for the summer, walking through the parks. That way you have something that's like full coverage, not full coverage, but like not gonna come off on a roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? So get you some comfortable shoes. Just think about sweat, water rides, and walking all day. Get you some shoes that are comfortable and functional. These are water shoes I got on Amazon. I'll link them below. Me and my husband both got a pair. His looks a little bit different than mine, They have these bottom mesh nets so that the water can just go right through. And I didn't even wear socks, I don't think, with these, because I mean, everything's mesh. Like, everything's mesh. You can see my fingers right there, okay? These are gonna get the water in and get it right back out, okay? Now, I don't remember if these rubbed. I don't think they did, but I would suggest, you know, just in case, a waterproof band-aid or something to protect your ankles. But I think I wore these pretty much the whole first or second park day that I went, for the whole day, both parks, and they were perfectly fine. So I'll link these below too. Definitely they're gonna get rocks stuck in here, so if you get a rock, you might have to get it out, but if you want, you can put these in your backpack, because they can like fold up or whatever. And if you get on a water ride, you can put these on and then like change back into your other shoes like later once your feet dry or whatever. You don't have to wear these all the time, but very functional. They're not the most appealing looking, but I'm saying go for comfort and functionality over style if you can, and just avoid all that, because everybody's there to have fun. They're not really going to judge your shoes unless you're wearing something that just doesn't make sense. Because I saw this girl wearing flat sandals and she kept like cuddling. She kept like standing on the ground. So that's that, you guys. I hope these tips are helpful. I hope that you really do think about like actually taking care of your feet when you're going to these places, and don't just like take it as a joke, because years of putting that much pressure on your feet and not like taking care of them is really important. So I highly suggest that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. If not, that's fine too. I think there's a dislike button. And yeah, if you're interested in more video content about Universal or maybe Disney, just stay tuned, and we're gonna try our best to get some content out there. So thank you, and welcome to How Kelly Sees It. Bye.